Hey, have you heard of the Mandela effect? If you haven't, I don't know where you've been. But what's up with that? Have you thought about it? Have you thought, could this be real? I've been thinking about it a lot lately because there's a lot of things that really are different. And let me explain to you if you don't know what the Mandela effect is. It's basically a false or incorrect memory for a group of people all at the same time. Now, we can all have false memories. As a matter of fact, like in the 80s and 90s, there was a big deal about that with psychiatrists actually implanting false memories into patients. There was a lot of people that were having false memories about sexual abuse and even children. It was a big deal. But the difference between a false memory for one person or maybe a small group of children or something like that and the Mandela effect is we're talking about large groups of people that don't know each other, that are like from all different areas of the world and that sort of thing. Like, for instance, Nelson Mandela died in prison. It was on the news, this and that, and a lot of us remember that. And then he just died again recently, and again on the news and all of that. Little things, the Bernstein Bears are now the Bernstein Bears. I mean, my kids loved the Bernstein Bears when they were young, and we had all kinds of books. Right now I really wish that I had those books so I could see what it says, because I know that then it said STEIN, not AIN. But would it change now? Just like Grease. Okay, the movie Grease. Now, when I was young, when the movie first came out, I went to the movie theater to see that movie. I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe about 13 times. As an adult, I've watched it numerous times. It's one of my favorite movies. I know it's kind of lame, but I just really like it. I like the soundtrack. I like all of that. Well, in the scene for Grease Lightning, the car song, when John Travolta says, "Hi, dramatic," and I know I'm losing my voice. It doesn't say that anymore. And I'm like, no way. I know it said that. I had the soundtrack. I owned it, believe it or not. Forrest Gump's "Life is Like a Box of Chocolates" is now "Life was like a Box of Chocolates." Um, what's the other one? "Build It and They Will Come." Everybody knows that, Field of Dreams. Now it's "Build It and He Will Come." Some of these things, I mean, they're just really little things, right? But did we shift? And have we been shifting? Have we been shifting realms? Have we been shifting different realities? Or is it some kind of test, or some kind of is somebody messing with our minds to see the reaction? We don't know. I don't know. What's your opinion? You tell me. But it leads me to think about quantum leaping, quantum jumping, and jumping realities, shifting realities. I know that there are different realms back to back. And then there's the afterlife. I'm not talking about the afterlife right now. I'm talking about different realms. I know that we can connect with the afterlife, and if you're trying to connect with a loved one or something, or if you're opening up spiritually, that's going to be my next video. I'm going to give you some tips, more tips. I've done videos on it before, but I'm going to give you some more tips on how to do it. But right now, so we have the afterlife realms, we have the 3 different levels of heaven, and the afterlife, and there are levels where people go. There are also different realities. I don't remember the woman's name. I think it was Gomez, but I don't quote me on that. But she actually woke up in a different reality. She went to bed one night and she woke up and her PJs were different, her sheets were different. She went to her job. Her job was in the same building but a different office. She went to the little cafe down the street. It was exactly the same. She had a boyfriend who she had split with him about 6 months earlier and met somebody new. Well, the new boyfriend and his son, she couldn't find any remnants of them. and she went home, and the boyfriend that she had split with, his clothes and stuff were still in her house, and come to find out he was still living there. He says they never broke up, and she did some research and looked until she found a doctor who actually deals with shifting realities, and she was trying to find a way back. I don't know if she ever found her way back. She was tested to find out if she was mentally ill, having a breakdown, anything like that. Psychiatrists couldn't come up with any kind of mental illness. So I believe she truly shifted without wanting to, without trying to. And I wonder if we do that off and on. I know that some people believe we live in like a hologram. I know that the veil is very thin for the spirit realm and our reality. I don't know about other realities and if there's like another me in another reality. I know that I've talked about that with people, but I haven't really researched it, so I don't want to talk on that. I have researched the spirit realm though, and I know that it's a very real world, and I know that the afterlife is more real than this life. I know that the spirit realm is more powerful than this world. It's more real than this world. Most of what we deal with here in this life is an illusion. But we believe it so much that it becomes more real to us than reality in the spirit realm. If you've never heard anything like this, you're probably going, what are you talking about? But it's common sense to me now. So that being said, if you're trying to open up, if you're trying to, reach a higher vibration, delve more into the spirit realm, create the life that you want, talk to maybe someone in the other realm, there's so many like videos on meet your angels and this and that. First of all, be warned, there are all different kinds of entities in the other realms that we may or may not know. Just because something looks like an angel or behaves like a being of light, it not necessarily is a being of light. It could be a negative creature. So you must be protected. First and foremost, guard yourself. Secondly, think about it this way. You wouldn't go to New York City if you've never been there, or, anywhere, really, Chicago, Europe, France, England, anywhere, London, England, anywhere really, where you know that you don't know the area, you don't know if you're in a good neighborhood, bad neighborhood, whatever. You know that you wouldn't go to those places and pretty much announce that you're a tourist. And if you do, you're asking to get robbed or mugged, and you don't know what, you could be in the greatest neighborhood, you could be in a really bad neighborhood, because we know that you can't necessarily tell by the way things look, right? Well, you're in that kind of area now when you're dealing with the spirit realm, and you're in new territory. You're in uncharted waters. So definitely be careful and don't go anywhere where you're unsafe. Stick to what you know. Okay, so find yourself a teacher. Me, if I'm your teacher, I will gladly go hand in hand with you, and I will give you step by step, or find a teacher that will, and make sure that your teacher is credible, that your teacher actually lives his or her life in a way that you know that they are surrounded by light and not darkness. Because the spirit realm is much more real. So now, with that being said, if we're living in a world that can be shifted, and I believe it can, and I know that I've done different things in my life, I've manifested things that seem impossible. So if we're living in a world that we can shift so quickly, why can't we manifest immediately? I've done videos on manifesting before, and we can manifest immediately. The thing with manifesting is belief, faith, taking action, and gratitude. So first of all, you have to believe that you can do it. Next, you have to have faith in the Creator, faith in God, and faith in your own ability to do it. You have to believe whatever you're trying to manifest. Like, if you don't ever believe you'll be a millionaire, don't try to manifest $1 million. If you don't ever believe you're going to be in a relationship with a certain person or the person, don't try to manifest it, because you're not going to get it. If you feel like, oh yeah, I'd love to have some money, but I would feel so bad for someone, don't do it, because it's not going to happen. You have to believe that you're going to do it, that it's possible, and that it's right for you. Next, you have to have faith in God. And I know that you can manifest without faith in God, but you're going to manifest exactly what is right for you if you put it in God's hands first. And then gratitude, be grateful for what you have, be grateful for the ability to manifest, and walk in that gratitude. And gratitude in action will actually lead you to helping people. And that's what I mean by taking action. Also, when you do your manifesting, if you get a message, if you get a clear message from God to act upon it, then don't be afraid. Don't let fear stop you, because that means you're that close to your manifestation, and He's telling you to go ahead and go get it. Okay? So take some deep breaths. Hold for at least 4 seconds if you can. And then release. And release for 4 seconds if you can. Do this a number of times. And as you do, raise your vibration up. Raise it, raise it, raise it. Feel the white light, God's protection. Ask God to protect you. This manifestation is, say your life is not going the way you want it to. Something has just happened and that's not, you don't like it. That's not what you want. And I'm not talking about somebody working with someone's free will. We can't intervene with someone's free will. So, you can't make someone else do something. You can't make someone return from the dead. Not things like that, but something in your life has just happened, or you've done something, and it's kind of like a do-over. Let's call this the do-over manifestation. Okay, so do that. Do the deep breaths, raise your vibration up, ask for protection. And then I want you to envision whatever it was that you did not like and change it in your mind. Change it. Just change it. If it's your bank account, you need more money, I want you to either look at a deposit slip in yourself depositing money, or be in your balance and look at a higher balance. Be firm in what you are asking for. Don't be wishy-washy, like, oh yeah, I'm just depositing money. I mean, that could be $1. Make a decision of what you want before you do it. And then step out. So you're envisioning this, right? And then you want to step out into your manifestation. Step out of your physical being and step into your manifestation. Okay? You have that check for whatever, 500,000, 100, whatever it is. You are in that relationship with whatever it is. That fight you just had did not happen, and as you're doing this, I want you to don't look for signs when you're done, like, signs that it worked. Don't look for, don't be happily waiting for it. What I want you to do is believe it already happened. So when you're done your manifestation, you're going to wake up to a different world. People around you will see it differently. You're going to see it differently. Okay, just believe this. Just try it. I know it sounds funky, but just try it. Okay, so now you've stepped into your manifestation, and I want you to take, we take selfies all the time. Take out your camera and take a picture of the situation, okay? Or have someone else take it if you feel more comfortable in your manifestation, and take a picture, capture it clearly. Then I want you to picture yourself just that you've stepped out, so you're light as a feather. Picture yourself rising, 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 rising up with this picture in your hand. Now I want you to look at a timeline. Today, 5 minutes from now, a month from now, whatever the case may be, a timeline, okay? And I want you to drop that picture. Plop. Where did it fall? Drop it purposely. It's going to go where you want it to. Is it tomorrow? Is it 10 minutes from now? Be realistic. It has to be something you can believe. So if you're going to be a millionaire and you make it in 10 minutes, can you really believe that? And whatever the case may be, whatever you're manifesting, make sure that it's, you can believe it, that you can have faith in it, and that you can be grateful for what you have now. Also, I like to talk it over with God first to make sure that I'm within his will, because I want to be within his will. I don't want to do something, sure, I can manifest it, make it happen, and then it turns out to be the worst thing that ever happened to me because it's not within God's will. Does that make sense? So that's a good idea too. Okay, so now you've dropped it where you want it to be. And now I want you to take some more deep breaths and kind of, your vibration is so high, but just kind of bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. Lower your heart rate, happily knowing, gratefully that this has happened. Feel that manifestation. Feel what you have just made. And like I said, don't look for answers. Don't look for signs. Know it happened. Know it happened. Doesn't it feel good? Doesn't it feel good that you're no longer worried about how this is going to happen, that it's just happening? Live in that moment and keep bringing your heart rate down. Think about it. Hold that. Hold that for 17 seconds and then hold it for 17 more. Feel it, live it, know it. What are you going to do? How are you going to do? How has your life changed? And how are you going to help other people now that your life's changed? And that sort of thing. And then just kind of step back into your physical body. Deep breathe. Thank you, God, for your protection. Thank you for my manifestation. Try that. Try that a couple times, and when you're living in that manifestation and it feels so good, the longer you can hold that, the faster it's going to happen. Now, I like my things to manifest immediately. So when I go to manifest, I manifest immediately. If I could get myself to believe that I could have $5 million immediately, then I guess I'd do that. But I have a hard time believing that. So I just go with what I can believe. And it works. It really works. And this works for relationships too, but again, don't interfere with anybody's free will ever. If you want the perfect relationship, then that's what you envision is the perfect relationship, or the perfect job, or the perfect money, whatever it is. Okay. All right. You guys take care and I'll talk to you soon.